subscribed, welcome back, my darling. And if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe and join a part of the Morgan Shay gang. So guys, first off, a little bit of a preface. My allergies are acting crazy right now because it's fall and it's raining and my allergies are just giving me a time. So if my lashes look wonky, my eyes look red and watery, or my nose is running, or I do a lot of sniffling, I do apologize. We're gonna go ahead and get right into it. You've clicked on this video because you've read this title, I already know. If you have not watched the first part to my Stalker story, you're going to need to watch it in order for this to make sense. So I will have it linked in the cards right up here. So we're gonna pick up after he walked in the restaurant, Mimi's Cafe. On me and my nanny are sitting there eating lunch. He comes in, he makes this scene, and the police end up getting called, like I said in that video. I told you guys that day we asked the police officer, like I did, like what we needed to do in order to get a restraining order filed, and he gave me the information, and I just never did it. I never ever done anything about it. So I was, you know, a very young adult, okay? And so honestly, I just forget about it. To be honest, I forget about it. And I end up getting a new job and I forget about it even more. And when I get this new job, things are just going so good. I really, like I said, I just wasn't thinking about it at all. And I start dating this guy, okay? And as soon as I start dating this guy and we start getting serious and we're like basically low-key living together, you know, like when you're in that honeymoon phase and you just want to spend all of your time together, so you're either staying the night at his place or yours. We were there. So this one in particular night, I was getting off work and my boyfriend called and said, hey, I'm not going to be able to meet you when you get off, so just meet me at my place. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And like I already said, you guys, this was not on my mind at all. And I can't remember what I called him in the last video, so we're just gonna call him Waldo, okay? So I come out of work this one in particular night, and there is a car parked right in front of my car. So where I worked at the time, it was a restaurant, and the way the parking lot was set up, on the other side there was a motel, and their parking lot met with our parking lot, okay? So I'm parked in the restaurant parking spot, and the car in front of me is parked in the motel parking lot. So I don't think anything of it. It's pitch dark. I did not get off of work and leave until like 3:30 in the morning. It was a Saturday night, but we always left in groups of 3 or more. And this in particular night, it was about 6 of us, okay? And my car was parked further up than everybody else. So I had worked a double shift that day. So I had a really good parking spot and everybody else was further down. Thank goodness. And I had permission to use her name. Shout out Tiffany. Tiffany tells me, girl, I'll walk you to your car and you can just drive me down to mine. And I'm like, okay, cool. So thank goodness she was with me, because if she wasn't with me when this happened. So I walk up to my car and it was an older car. It did not have like electronic, you know, locking systems or anything like that. This was a punishment car, as I like to call it. After this happened, needless to say, my nanny was like, forget this shit, and got me a good car. But my nanny got me whatever car I wanted when I got my driver's license, and I was a little spoiled brat. I ended up wrecking the car, and my nanny punished me and made me get a car that was like 4 different colors. It was an old Chevrolet Lumina. It was literally like a piece of crap. Well, one thing that was really crappy about this car is that on the driver's side, the door would not lock. It would not stay locked. You could put the key in it and you could turn it to lock it. It would not stay locked at all. Matter of fact, sometimes the key would get stuck in the ignition and I'd have to leave it, whatever. We walk up to the car. I open the door. I'm not literally, you guys, I'm not thinking anything. That's what's so weird. Me and Tiffany are talking, and Me and her were talking about this today before I was talking to her to make, get her permission and stuff. And we were talking about it, and I was like, what was going through your mind? She was like, literally nothing. Like, I just remember me and you talking about our tips. And we were talking about how much tips we had made. She sat down before me. I had a backpack that I was carrying. So I had to get my backpack off to sit down in the car. And before literally my ass was about to hit the seat, you guys. And Tiffany belts out screaming, okay? All of a sudden, I turn around and Waldo is in the back seat laying down in my car, okay? You guys, oh my God. Everybody that was, a couple people had already left, but most of them hadn't even made it to their car yet. Most of them are guys. They start running back up there and pull Waldo out of my car. Police get called. I am scared to freaking death. I am so terrified. I call my nanny, mortified, just boo-hooing. I'm like, Nanny, da-da-da, he was in my car, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, press charges. You do whatever you've got to do. I'm on my way. So we get there. She gets there. We do all of that stuff. We ended up being granted a restraining order. Everything was set through. He was not allowed within so many feet of me. He wasn't allowed at my work. He wasn't allowed, just nothing. No communication. He wasn't supposed to have any type of contact with me whatsoever. He was supposed to stop sending me, if you remember from the last video, he continuously sent me friends requests. He was supposed to stop harassing me on social media, and he wasn't supposed to be having any contact with me at all. Well, like I told you guys in the last video, he would make fake profiles. And I don't even know how he did this, but he would be friends with people I would know, but it would be my family. He would become friends with like my mom, my dad, who doesn't even like get on Facebook, my sisters, like stuff like that. Like he would become friends with people that didn't make sense, like my family. So I would think that it's just somebody that like, I don't know, that I don't remember or something, like, or a friend of the family. I didn't think of it at all, okay? And it obviously was not his picture. I end up dating this guy. We end up moving in together. I was by myself and I was waiting, thank God again, on my friend to come over, which I've been given permission to use her name. I was waiting on my friend Stephanie to get to my house, and she ended up getting there earlier than what I thought. And she called me and she said, hey, do you want me to pull behind the car that's in your driveway? Okay. This was automatically a red flag because my car was in the shop getting its windows tinted, and my boyfriend was working night shifts. So there should have been no car in my driveway. At this point, you guys, I am in a bubble bath. It's important that I kind of lay out, I paint a picture for you. So I wasn't expecting her for like another half hour to an hour. She's thinking someone else is there, okay? I'm like, there shouldn't be a car in my driveway. And she's like, yeah. She said, it's a black blank. I'm not going to say what kind of car it was, but what kind of vehicle, but it was a black blank. And I'm like, oh my God, like my heart sank. Like as soon as she said the color and I already knew. And I said, call 911 right now. She called 911. She walked in my house. She said that he was just sitting in his car. And I called my boyfriend at the time and I was like, babe, my stalker is literally in the driveway. He's like, are you kidding me? I said, no, he's just sitting in his car chilling. Stephanie's parked behind him right now. The police are on their way. He ends up going to jail for violating his restraining order. And after this, I don't know if he got the hint or what, but that is the last time that I've ever seen or heard from this man. And thank God, because you all, I cannot tell you all the thoughts that I've had of what if Tiffany didn't walk with my car? What if she didn't walk to the car with me? I literally have had a fear ever since then of my back seat. Like if I go up to my car at night by myself, I will look in the back seat before I even get in the vehicle. I wonder, well, what if Stephanie wasn't coming over? what was his plans. And the only reason that I'm even telling this story now is because I know he's no longer here. And I do hope that he did get help for his situation, because that was a lot of years of him continuously, like, and it wasn't continuously. So that's not fair for me to say, because he would go like 2 years at a time without any contact. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, you know, you should have done this, this, or this. Okay, yes, I should have. But I was also a very, very young adult. And there's no excuse for why I didn't get a restraining order. That was stupid. If I could go back and do it again, I wouldn't have been so lazy. I would have gone and gotten the damn restraining order, but the thing about it is, you guys, is a restraining order is just a piece of paper, and it literally meant nothing to him. And the things that I know are only because he got caught. I don't know what all he did and he didn't get caught. And those are the things that like stick in my mind. Like, what all has he done? And yeah, I can't even get to thinking about it, because if I do, I will literally like not sleep tonight for sure. That is the story of my stalker and the time that he was literally in the back seat of my car. Every time I think about that, it literally gives me chills. And I just want to say this to anybody who may need to hear it. If you have someone who is invading your space, your privacy, do what you need to do to protect yourself. Please, 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 please be safe. Please do be sure that you do subscribe before you leave for more story times. Be sure that you do like this video, and do be sure that you do check the cards for my story time. I have a whole story time playlist with all kinds of other story times. You guys, I am 31 years old and I have had one hell of a life. Also, do be sure that you do follow me on social media. It's all linked down below. And until the next time, my darlings,